All right, so are you ready for some serious NBA analysis?
Definitely.
We've got 5 games to break down today, and they were all absolute thrillers.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into these.
Clippers versus Pacers, Trailblazers versus Kings,
Yeah.
Lakers and Warriors went head-to-head.
Wow.
Plus, we've got the Nuggets facing the Magic and the
Mhm.
Timberwolves taking on the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, should be fun.
We've got some wild comebacks to unpack,
I
so
love a good comeback story.
let's get right to it.
Let's do it.
So many teams battling back from large deficits this season.
It's true.
It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
is there a shift in the league towards more parity?
Interesting question.
Are teams simply more resilient these days?
Maybe a bit of both. It
Yeah.
really makes you think.
Let's start with the Clippers and the Pacers.
Okay.
The Clippers were up big early,
Oh,
but the Pacers, well, they decided to rewrite the script.
literally.
It wasn't just a rewrite.
No.
It was a complete turnaround.
Wow.
The Pacers were down by 22 points in the first quarter,
That's a lot.
but they managed to claw their way back and
Yep.
secure a 119-112 victory.
Very impressive.
What's interesting is how they did it.
Yeah, how did they?
It wasn't just one player having a monster night.
Okay.
It was a true team effort.
Love to see that.
Pascal Siakam still had a fantastic game
Yeah.
with 33 points.
Yeah, he's so consistent.
But tell me more about this team effort that led the Pacers to victory.
Well, you have to look at their second quarter performance.
Okay.
They outscored the Clippers 42-19 in that quarter alone.
Whoa!
That's a 23-point swing.
Huge.
Benedict Mathurin came up huge with 25 points
He was on fire.
and seemed to energize the entire team.
Yeah, his energy is infectious.
They just seemed to click,
Yeah.
playing with a sense of urgency and purpose.
I bet the Clippers were wondering what hit them.
I'm sure they were.
It must have been quite a sight to see that momentum shift.
Definitely.
So dramatically.
Especially considering they had a 22-point lead.
Right.
It shows that no lead is safe in this league. And that sometimes.
Yeah,
It's not just about talent. It's about heart
I love that.
and determination.
Heart and determination.
And speaking of heart, let's move on to that Trailblazers and Kings game.
Okay, let's do it.
Another one that went down to the wire.
Yeah, a real nail biter.
Again, we saw some
Yep.
clutch performances.
The Blazers pulled out the 123-120 win in this one,
All right.
with Anfernee Simons leading the charge
Mm-hmm.
with 30 points
Right.
and Shaedon Sharpe right behind him with 24.
That's a good duo right there.
Simons hit some incredibly clutch three-pointers in the fourth quarter.
I bet those were fun to watch.
He was absolutely fearless.
Love that.
It was like he willed the Blazers to victory.
Yeah, some players just have that it factor,
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan put up a good fight for the Kings with 22 points.
DeRozan's always a threat.
But it wasn't enough to stop the Blazers' momentum.
Sounds like they were rolling.
Now, before we jump into the Lakers and Warriors matchup,
Okay.
I'm curious from a strategic standpoint, what stood out to you about the Blazers' win?
Well,
Was it just Simons' hot shooting, or were there other factors at play?
while Simon's performance was definitely key,
Right.
the Blazers also did a fantastic job of controlling the pace of the game.
Interesting.
They played at a tempo that suited their strengths,
Mm-hmm.
and they were incredibly efficient on the offensive end,
Okay.
shooting over 50% from the field.
Nice.
They also seemed to make the right plays at the right time,
Yeah.
especially down the stretch.
Smart basketball.
Yeah, you got to love it when a team is clicking like that.
So it sounds like it was a combination of individual brilliance and smart team play that led them to victory.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
got to be both.
Now let's talk about the game everyone was waiting for.
Okay.
Lakers versus Warriors.
Oh, man, this is a big one.
This one was billed as a clash of titans, and
Sure.
it certainly lived up to the hype, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
This was a statement game for the Lakers, and
Yeah.
LeBron James was the one making the statement.
I mean, who else? The man's a legend.
42 points, 17 rebounds, and
Are you kidding me?
8 assists for LeBron.
That's insane.
Those are some video game numbers.
It's LeBron, though, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
But even with Steph Curry putting up 37 points for the Warriors,
Yeah, Steph's no slouch either.
it wasn't enough to stop the Lakers.
That's got to sting a little bit for the Warriors fans.
What was it about LeBron's performance that made the difference in this game?
It wasn't just the numbers.
Right.
It was the way he controlled the entire flow of the game.
He's a maestro out there.
His court vision was incredible,
Yeah.
and he was constantly making the right reads, finding open teammates,
Oh, he seems to know where everyone is.
and creating scoring opportunities.
He just makes it look so easy.
It was like he was playing chess out there, always one step ahead of the Warriors' defense.
You always feel like LeBron's thinking 2 steps ahead.
Right.
And with Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent stepping up to provide crucial support, the Lakers were able to maintain their lead throughout the second half.
That's great to see those guys stepping up.
Despite a late surge by the Warriors.
The Warriors never quit.
It's almost like LeBron's performance had a ripple effect, inspiring his teammates to raise their level of play as well.
I love that.
That's the mark of a true leader.
Absolutely.
Someone who can elevate everyone around them.
LeBron's been doing that his whole career.
It's incredible to see how LeBron, even at this stage of his career,
I know, right?
continues to dominate the game.
He's ageless.
But let's not forget about the other 2 games on our list.
Okay, what else do we have?
Next up, we've got the Nuggets versus the Magic. And you know what that means, right?
What's that?
Triple-double watch.
Oh, yeah. Nikola Jokic time.
It seems like every time Nikola Jokic steps on the court,
He's a walking triple-double.
a triple-double is practically inevitable.
It really is.
And this game was no exception.
Of course not.
28 points, 12 assists,
Okay.
10 rebounds.
Like clockwork.
The man is a walking highlight reel.
Truly amazing to watch.
And he makes it look so effortless, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like he's playing a different game sometimes.
He's on another level.
But what's truly remarkable about Jokic is that his impact goes far beyond just the stats.
So true.
You're right.
He's not just putting up numbers.
No.
It's his passing ability, his court vision, and his basketball IQ
That's what sets him apart.
that make him so special.
He's not just racking up stats.
Yeah.
He's making everyone around him better.
The true mark of a great player.
He's orchestrating the offense, finding cutters,
Beautiful to watch.
hitting open shooters, and dictating the tempo of the game.
He's the conductor out there.
And with Michael Porter Jr. chipping in with 30 points of his own,
Oh, wow. So they both had big nights.
the Nuggets were simply too much for the Magic to handle.
I can imagine.
This win marked their 5th in a row,
They're on a roll.
further solidifying their position as a top contender in the Western Conference.
Definitely a team to watch.
They are definitely a team to watch as the season progresses.
For sure.
Speaking of teams to watch,
Okay.
let's wrap up this part of our deep dive with the Timberwolves versus the Rockets.
All right. Let's hear about this one.
This one was a wild ride,
Oh, really?
with a comeback that had everyone on the edge of their seats.
I love it.
Anthony Edwards was the star of the show in this one,
Right.
putting on a scoring clinic with 41 points,
Whoa, that's a lot of points.
including an incredible 16-point outburst in the fourth quarter.
He cut fire.
He single-handedly fueled the Timberwolves' comeback win.
Wow, that's amazing.
He was simply unstoppable in that fourth quarter.
Some guys just have that killer instinct.
It was like he flipped a switch and decided to take over the game.
You love to see that.
And while Jalen Green had a solid performance for the Rockets with 28 points,
Jalen's a great young player.
it wasn't enough to counter Edwards' explosive scoring
No.
and the Timberwolves' overall intensity.
Sounds like they were playing with a lot of heart.
The Rockets had a 6-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Oh, so they were in a good position.
But Edwards' performance, coupled with Rudy Gobert's defensive dominance in the paint,
Rudy's a beast down low.
completely flipped the script.
That's the beauty of
Huh.
basketball, right? Things can change so quickly.
Gobert's presence on the defensive end is undeniable.
Yeah, he's a game changer.
His blocks, rebounds, and overall rim protection
Hmm.
make him such a valuable asset to the Timberwolves.
He does all the dirty work.
And we can't forget about those key dunks he had in the final minute,
Oh, yeah. Gotta love a good dunk.
which really helped seal the deal for the Timberwolves.
He was putting on a show.
It was a great example of how a player's impact can go beyond just scoring.
Absolutely.
Gobert's defensive contributions were just as important as Edwards' offensive explosion in securing that victory.
You need both sides of the ball to win those close games.
Well, that wraps up our first look at these 5 incredible games.
Wow, what a start.
But we're just getting started.
You're kidding me? There's more?
Stay tuned. Can't wait.
Because after a short break, we'll be diving even deeper into the strategies,
Okay.
the mental game, and
Right.
the unsung heroes that made these matchups so memorable.
Sounds good to me.
So we're back, and as we were talking about those comebacks, it really struck me
Yeah.
how important the mental aspect of the game is.
Absolutely crucial.
Basketball isn't just about physical skill and athleticism.
No way.
It's about mental toughness, composure under pressure, and the ability to adapt and overcome adversity.
You got to have that mental edge.
Think about the Pacers down by 22 points against the Clippers.
Yeah. Tough spot.
It'd be easy to get discouraged and give up, but they found a way to stay focused and claw their way back into the game.
That's impressive.
That takes a tremendous amount of mental fortitude.
For sure.
Both individually and as a team.
Gotta be collective effort.
And that resilience, that refusal to quit is something we saw in a few of these games.
Definitely.
The Timberwolves comeback against the Rockets. Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Is another great example.
They were down going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But they never lost belief in themselves.
Anthony Edwards' performance in that fourth quarter was truly inspiring.
He took over.
He just took over the game, scoring 16 points.
Yeah.
And leading the Timberwolves to victory.
Those are the moments you live for as a fan.
It's moments like those that remind us why we love basketball.
Totally agree.
It's not just about the wins and losses. It's about the human drama, the stories of perseverance and triumph that unfold on the court.
It's about those stories.
We've been talking a lot about the star players.
Rightfully so.
And rightfully so.
They're the ones making the highlights.
But I'm also fascinated by the unsung heroes.
Oh, yeah, those guys are important.
Those players who might not always get the headlines, but who make those crucial plays that contribute to a win.
Every team needs those guys.
Absolutely. Basketball is a team sport.
For sure.
And every player has a role to play.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
You have guys like Draymond Green.
Oh, yeah, Draymond's a great example.
Whose impact goes way beyond his scoring average.
It's all the other stuff he does?
His defense, his playmaking, his leadership. Those are invaluable assets to the Warriors.
Makes everyone around him better.
And then you have someone like Rudy Gobert.
Another great example.
Whose defensive presence for the Timberwolves is undeniable.
Changes the whole game.
He changes the entire dynamic of the game with his rim protection, his rebounding, and his ability to alter shots.
You don't want to drive in on Rudy?
It's a reminder that every player on the court has the potential to make a difference.
It really is a team sport.
And that sometimes it's the little things.
Yeah.
The hustle plays the defensive stops.
Those are the things that win championships.
That can swing the momentum of a game.
You said it.
We often focus on the offensive highlights.
Yeah, the flashy stuff.
But defense wins championships, as they say.
True that.
And speaking of making a difference, let's talk about the impact of coaching in these games.
Coaching is huge.
How much of a team's success can be attributed to the coach's game plan and ability to make adjustments on the fly?
Well, a coach's influence is immense.
I mean, they're the ones calling the plays.
They set the tone, create the game plan, and make those critical decisions that can change the course of a game.
It's like they're playing chess out there.
A well-timed timeout, a strategic substitution, or a tactical adjustment can completely disrupt an opponent's rhythm.
Think about those timeouts during a crucial run.
It's a battle of wits.
It's like a mini chess match between coaches.
Exactly.
Each trying to outmaneuver the other and gain an advantage.
And then you have coaches like Greg Popovich.
Oh, yeah. Pop's a legend.
Known for their ability to develop young talent and create a winning culture.
He's been doing it for decades.
Over many years.
It's not just about X's and O's.
No.
It's about leadership communication and inspiring your players to perform at their best.
You need that from a coach.
Different coaches have different styles.
Definitely.
But the great ones all share that ability to connect with their players.
Yeah.
And get them to buy into a shared vision.
It's got to be a team effort on and off the court.
We've talked about the players, the coaches, the mental game.
All important.
But let's not forget about the fans.
Oh, yeah. The fans are the best.
They bring a whole other level of energy
For sure.
and excitement to the game.
The fans are the heartbeat of basketball.
Absolutely.
That roar of the crowd.
Yeah.
That sense of anticipation and excitement.
It's electric.
It creates an atmosphere unlike anything else in sports.
I bet the atmosphere at that Lakers versus Warriors game was electric.
I can only imagine.
With LeBron James putting on a show like that.
It must have been amazing to be there.
And even for those watching at home, you can feel that energy through the screen.
It's contagious.
It's a reminder that sports have this incredible power to bring people together.
It really does.
To create a sense of community and shared passion.
We're all connected through sports.
And for the players, that support from the fans can be incredibly motivating.
It's like having a sixth man on the court.
Yeah, pushing them to play harder and never give up.
It's a huge advantage.
We've been dissecting these individual games.
Yeah.
But I want to zoom out for a moment and consider the bigger picture.
The big picture.
How do these games fit into the larger narrative of the season?
That's a great point.
Each loss, each standout performance. It all contributes to a team's overall trajectory.
Right.
And their chances of making it to the playoffs.
Every game matters.
And with the season progressing, every game becomes even more crucial.
Yeah, the stakes are getting higher.
Teams are jockeying for position, fighting for playoff seeding, and some are just trying to make the play-in tournament.
It's a tight race.
The stakes are getting higher.
Definitely.
The pressure is mounting, and that's what makes this time of year so exciting.
Love this part of the season.
It's a race to the finish line.
Yeah.
And every game feels like a must-win.
Every possession counts.
And as we watch these teams battle it out, the question becomes,
what's the question?
Who will rise to the occasion?
Ooh, good question.
Who will crumble under pressure? And which teams will find that perfect balance of talent coaching and chemistry to make a deep playoff run?
Those are the teams to watch.
These are the questions that keep us on the edge of our seats.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Eager to see how the rest of the season unfolds.
Me too. This is going to be good.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
After a quick break, we'll be back to wrap things up.
Okay.
With some final thoughts on the evolution of the game.
Sounds good.
And the importance of resilience.
I like it.
We're back. And, as we've been talking about these games, I've been thinking about how much the game itself has changed over the years.
It really has.
It's incredible how much it's evolved.
Yeah, even in the last decade, the style of play has shifted so much.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Remember when it was all about pounding the ball inside to the big men?
Oh, yeah. It was a slower, more physical game back then.
Right. And now it's all about spacing ball movement.
Three-pointers.
Launching those threes.
It's like a completely different sport almost.
And it's not just the three-pointer itself. It's players like
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, right. And Damian Lillard.
Yeah, they've revolutionized the game.
The way they've changed how we think about offense, it's like they've unlocked a whole new dimension.
They really have.
It makes you wonder what's next.
Right. What's the future of basketball?
Will we see even more threes? Or will the big man make a comeback?
Or maybe some kind of hybrid style will emerge. Who knows, but that's what keeps it exciting, right?
Exactly. The game's always evolving.
But one thing that never changes is the importance of resilience.
That's the key.
We saw that over and over again tonight.
Oh.
The Pacers coming back from 22 points down. Yeah, that was incredible.
The Timberwolves' fourth quarter surge?
Anthony Edwards was on fire.
It just shows that you're never out of it.
Never give up.
And sometimes those comebacks are even more exciting than watching a team dominate from the start.
Oh, for sure.
It's that element of surprise.
The underdog story.
That makes it so special.
It's inspiring.
So as we wrap up, I want to ask you, our listener, what stood out to you the most from these games?
What did you take away?
Was it a particular performance, a strategic decision, or maybe it was that moment of resilience that really resonated with you?
Yeah, those moments can be powerful.
We've only scratched the surface tonight.
Yeah, there's so much more we could talk about.
But hopefully we've given you some things to think about.
Some new perspectives.
And maybe even sparked some new insights into the game we all love.
That's what we're here for.
And remember, basketball, it's more than just a game.
It's a metaphor for life.
It's a reflection of life itself.
The ups and downs, the wins and losses.
The triumphs and setbacks.
The moments of brilliance and the lessons in perseverance.
So as you go about your week, remember the lessons we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Embrace teamwork.
Strive for excellence.
And never underestimate the power of resilience.
You got this.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.